Rambo, Last Blood. I gotta tell you, I was so excited to see this movie, and the closer it got to that release date, the more excited I got. But I tell you what, I hadn't been this excited since my sister took first place in the hog calling contest at the Wilson County Fair. Our whole family ended up getting to eat at Cracker Barrel for a whole month for free. And boy, I sure do love those biscuits. And one of the main reasons I was so excited for this film is because we just don't seem to get a lot of movies like this anymore in this modern, sensitive, politically correct day and age that we live in. For someone like me who grew up in the prime of the action movie, where you had the stars like Stallone, Bruce Willis, and of course Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was my childhood hero. You know, I wanted to be like Arnold from the time I was 5 up until elementary school. So I am always going to have a special place in my heart for these action films, and they just seem to be a real rarity these days. So when one gets announced, when one comes out, I get just a little bit excited. But I gotta be honest with my audience here, Stallone, or the Rambo character, was not one of my favorites growing up. I mean, you know, when you're an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, you know, Stallone, he's the competition. You don't want to root for him. You want Arnold to win. So I did not grow up as a big Rambo fan or a Sly fan. I was there for Arnold. But now, having said all of that, I do love the Rambo character, and Sly Stallone has nothing but my respect. This man, this character, both of them are absolute cinematic icons. And then of course you've got all of the haters out there that talk about how he's too old to be an action star. He needs his walker to get to the VA hospital. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care how old Stallone gets, this man is still a badass. He can still bring it. And guess what? In this movie, he does just that. The best way I could describe this film, if you took Taken, Straw Dogs, Logan, and a very adult version of Home Alone, mixed them all together, this would be their baby. Now, if you're like me, that sounds pretty badass. That sounds like something you definitely want to go see. Unfortunately, most of the so-called critics, when I read their reviews, they referred to this as a Trump fantasy land or something that doesn't belong because it's not part of the modern day sensitive crowd. And unfortunately, people like that just seem to be lacking a scrotum. In fact, it was just announced, I think, about 5 minutes as of this recording, Trump announced that he is going to bring in John Rambo as the border wall. Okay, we've done a lot of research, we've run some numbers, and the fact is, John Rambo is the wall, okay? He's going to keep the cartel out, he's going to keep the drugs out, he's going to be a huge savings, okay? We don't need a wall, we need Rambo, believe me. Now, as far as this movie goes, I really wasn't wild about it. And it hurts me to say that. There's pain for admitting it wasn't anything spectacular. And I think it's because of a variety of reasons. The main one is this film feels so rushed. Everything just happens, one thing right after the other. It's less than an hour and a half, and that includes a post-credit tribute where it shows various moments through all the Rambo films, including this one. And I feel like the movie suffers because of this rapid pace. Typically, I don't have a problem jumping straight into a movie and getting the ball rolling, but it doesn't seem to work with this story and this situation. And I think where this hurts the film the most is probably the reason most people are actually going to see it, and that's for the action scenes. It happens too damn fast. I felt like everything was just over immediately. At the end of the day, guys, I guess I just wanted a little bit more. My favorite of all of the Rambo films has been the fourth one, you know, where he's on that 50 caliber machine gun kicking ass. This film felt very similar to that in the fact that it gets the ball rolling pretty quick, but the fourth one just seemed to have a better pace, a better vibe to it, and I felt like the action was better as well. When you have such an iconic character like John Rambo, and you're calling this film Last Blood, I think it needed a lot more than what we got. It was just too rushed. I did not feel like, as the audience, we got good closure with this. I don't feel like the character got to ride off into the sunset the way he deserved it. Now, I'm not saying don't go see this film, unless, of course, you're not an action movie lover, and if you don't like the strong, graphic, bloody, brutal violence, because that is very prevalent in this film. If you are an action fan, if you are a Rambo fan, of course, I would say go see this movie. But you know what? It's not just killing and revenge and all of that. There is actually a story to this, and you see the Rambo character trying to live in the current world, and he's found a way to do that, and that's with his niece. And that might be my favorite part about this film, is the relationship between those two characters, and how much good she has done for Rambo, and vice versa. And the performances by those two actors, really, really enjoyable to watch. So my rating for this film, I feel very comfortable giving it a 6.5. I really wanted it to be greater than that, but it just wasn't doing it for me. It's okay. Now, you may disagree. If you've seen this film, let me know what your thoughts are, whether you like, dislike, or if we agree on everything. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching and for your support. Please leave the video some likes. It definitely helps the channel, and I want to thank all my subscribers out there. Slowly but surely, we are increasing. So thanks to all of you, and you guys take care. We will see you for the next review.